Yeah. So the women's, should we care? Should we care about the women's side? Because I'm just saying, Venus is out.
What intro?
Flo Stevens is out. I'm just saying what the people are probably thinking right now. And now Coco, God bless her, got eliminated in the quarterfinals earlier today by an unseeded young lady, which Janina will tell us more about because she's the expert and we're here to learn. So I'm just saying, should we care about the women's side going forward? Because no one's in it that I know
of. Okay, so your defending champ is still there.
Okay.
Who I can tell you that I honestly don't remember her winning last year. I must have not. I must have not. I'm like really trying to think when we were discussing it on my show, and I was like, I have no recollection of her winning, like zero. Her name is Schwatek or something like that. I'm sure I'm butchering that. She's doing well. Apparently she's been playing well all year, but like I don't know who she is. I got nothing for you. But she's still around. So maybe she'll defend her title. I don't know. Coco's match today, that was a disappointment because she beat herself. She totally beat herself. She had set points
3 times, right?
She could not convert, and she just had a mental breakdown after that and was gone. I was watching the match. The first set was over. I left for work. I started my daily phone call with my co-host Reels on my drive to work. I don't have one drive to work.
Shout out to Reels.
And it was over. He's like, I said, so did Coco rebound? Is she getting her shit together in the second set? He was like, girl, it's 5-love. And I'm like, wait, what? I said, I only left my house 5 minutes ago. So that third set, she just clearly had a huge mental breakdown and just went away. However, Coco is 16 years old.
Yes.
She is doing great. I think we will see a lot more of her. I've told you before, she's training at Patrick Martoglou's academy, who is in Paris, who is Serena Williams' coach.
Yes.
She's got a good team around her. She is part, I believe, I'm 99% sure that she's a part of Federer's team. They're called Team 8. So that whole like PR group, whatever. So, I mean, she's surrounded by good people who are going to want her to succeed and see her do well. And she's 16. She's got plenty of time. Right now, we can see that they're doing things to her game. Her serve is a little bit wonky, and we see them trying to change it, and her, some of her shots. So she'll grow into that and find out what works for her, and she'll be great. Sloane, don't really know what happened to her. She was playing really well. She looks really fit. And she just went away, and she usually does really well on clay. It's her favorite surface. The game suits her really well. It suits her style because she's a counter puncher. I mean, you got to be able to play those long points to win on clay. But, she pulled a Sloane and she got her ass kicked by nobody. I have something in my eye. My God, this sucks that we're on camera because I something's in there. But anyways,
waiting to come out.
I feel like there's hair or something. I don't know. So I don't really even know who's left in the women. I really don't. I don't. So good luck to them. As far as the men.
Oh, Christian of you. Good luck to you. I don't know who the fuck you are, but good luck to you anyway.
Yeah. So for the men, we will have a new finalist because Federer, Novak, and Rafa were all on the same side of the draw. Right. So they have to take each other out. Federer withdrew.
Which sucks. I understood why, but it still sucks.
Yeah. I mean, he basically said, I just want a few matches. I'm focusing on grass. He hasn't played in a long time. He knows he's not going to win there. Sure. People are pissed off because, like, why did you enter if you thought you couldn't win? Right. Well, of course he thought he could win. I mean, he honestly probably knew that he wasn't going to play anymore in the match that he won before he pulled out. But that's just not his thing. He's not going to just give it away. Like, that was a tight, tough match. It was good tennis. And then he's like, yeah, I'm done. Have a good time, France. And he moved on. Novak looks crazy like he always does. He had a huge mental breakdown in his match today. He was being heckled by someone in the crowd.
Awesome.
So remember we talked about the night matches not having an audience because of the early 9 o'clock curfew, right?
Correct.
Well, they have extended the curfew to 11 o'clock. So now what's happening is what happened at the Australian Open. Halfway through the match, they have to stop playing and get everybody out. They don't let them stay. So he was being heckled by someone. He doesn't typically tolerate that well. He has a known pattern. He will argue with fans. Well, I don't know if you want to call them fans if they're heckling him, but he will go back and forth. And that shit started.
He's like Kevin Durant, in other words. He's Kevin Durant.
For sure.
Gotcha.
So then everybody's gone and they have to finish the match with no one there other than the people from their teams. And he was playing this young Italian guy, lots of promise, Berrettini. He did manage to take a set off of Novak, which somebody else did too. I don't know. Novak is Novak. He's the number 1 player in the world. He's fucking good. I can't stand him, but the motherfucker is good, you know? So he won. And at the end of the match, it was like this fucking Hulk scream, but not once, 3 times. And nobody's there, dude. Like, who are you yelling at? Who are you screaming? At one point, he smashed his racket into the side of the court. He broke something, you know, I mean, but whatever. Winning covers a multitude of sins, so we don't talk about his behavior. We excuse it. And people who question it, I was just told on Twitter, everyone can't be the darling of tennis like Federer. No, they can't, but he's a dickhead, and he always has been. This is always how he's acted. So it's not new. Like, I'm used to it. I don't really care that much about it. It's quite entertaining at times. I love a good Novak meltdown. I fucking love it.
And we love a villain. And we love a villain too.
Well, the problem is he doesn't want to be a villain. He wants to be loved. So
he's one of those. So he really is like Kevin Durant then.
Yeah. It's a lot like Kevin Durant. Yeah.
The current villain on tour is Daniil Medvedev. And he owns that shit. He's like, bring it. Come on. Give me some more.
Everyone likes a good villain.
You know, when he wins a match that he wasn't supposed to win and he's doing his encore interview, he's like, yeah, I'm sorry I won today and that you were just so behind me. I'll try to do better next time. And then he'll just crack up. And I'm like, yes, be the dickhead. You know, own that shit. They don't want you to win. So, but he lost too. So whatever. However, he doesn't play well on clay and he won a few matches. So that's a big deal. So we are left. I don't know who Rafa's up against. Like, I never pay attention to his opponent because he always wins,
Novak.
right?
Are you talking about in the semis?
Well, now it will be Novak in the semis. I don't know who he beat to get there.
Oh, he beat Diego Schwartzman. It's like
that's right.
Argentine with a Jewish name. Yeah.
So he is Argentinian. He's tiny. Like, he's listed at like 5'5". No, he's not. Ooh. I'm 5'4". I'm taller than Diego. I've stood his racket. Look, his racket when it's just like on the ground, maybe resting against his leg, I feel like it takes up half his body. It looks so big in his hand. He's so small, but he's good. You know, he moves really well. He's a scrapper. He can give anybody trouble on any day. But you know, again, it's Rafa on clay in Paris. So, oh my God, listen. Is
that like a kickstand? Is that like a kickstand?
I mean, like a serious question. Why do we always inflate athletes' heights? We do that in every sport, and I don't get it. It's so dumb. Just like say this is how tall they are. I don't know. It starts at a really young age. I remember my high school basketball team, this guy being listed as like 6'2". Was it? It was like maybe 5'11". At the time, he might be 6'2".
That is a huge, egregious difference.
I know. And I feel like this happens all the time in sports, but whatever. Anyway, Diego is tiny. Don't let anybody tell you any different. He's a little man with a lot of big game. So Rafa beat him. He'll play Novak this time. So when Novak and Rafa played last year, it was like Novak didn't know how to play tennis, and it was his first time on the court, and he just got his ass handed to him. Typically, when that happens to Novak, and they play again in the same situation, it's revenge time. I don't really know if that's possible against Rafa on clay. I really don't, but I'm here for it. Would love to see Rafa lose. I'm so sick of him winning here, but I kind of want him to win too, because then that's history and that's fun. And I don't like to cheer for
Rafa's
Novak.
my guy.
Fuck you.
So
I mean, that's where we are with the
where's
tennis.
the love?
Stefanos Tsitsipas, the young Grecian, will probably be in the final against whoever wins the semifinal. And you know what? He honestly has a good shot against either of them. He's young. He's fearless. If he plays Novak, he probably has a bigger shot than if he plays Rafa, just because it's Rafa again. Oh my God, I'm like such a fucking broken record. It's Rafa on clay in Paris. He doesn't lose. He has lost 2 times there in 100 and something matches. He's got 2 losses. So he's won the title 13 times in 15 years. So do we really think he's going to lose this time? Yeah, no. He and his little hair plugs will get through.
You know what? I wonder if Rafa like pinched Diego's cheeks at the end since he's so small. It's like, you're so cute.
Wow.
I don't.
You trying to make him in a Webster? Is that what you're doing? Oh my God.
I didn't watch it. Like, I don't watch, I do not watch Rafa at the French Open unless I think someone has a true shot at winning against him, because it's just,
it might be
with
Novak. It might be with Novak. You might want to tune in. I know that Novak's a dick and you have so much love for him, but I'm sure that you would love to see that, because he's more than capable.
I don't typically wake up for it. You know, it'll be early in the morning and I don't wake up for Rafa or Novak. I just hope that it'll go long. Like when they play, typically it's a long, grueling 4 or 5 hour match. Right. So I just kind of hope for that when they play in a final, when the time zone doesn't favor me, and that it's still going on when I wake up. Okay. Because I can't let them interrupt my sleep.
Oh, man.
With you on that, yeah?
I hear you. All right, so basically, okay, fine. So as far as I'm concerned, the men's side right now, just on name recognition, because you know I love women's tennis too. We all know that. I hope we all know that.
Yeah.
But I just from name recognition, it's where it's at this weekend. Because again, aside from the defending champion on the ladies' side, I don't know who the fuck is. I mean, you have an unseeded player, right, that took out Coco, and God bless her. She played a good match. She played good. Her nerves didn't get to her, and she was like, Coco beat herself, but she played good. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. But I just do not know any of those women from Adam.
Listen, I don't either. Don't feel bad about that.
So I'm guessing the ratings will be pretty interesting this weekend. They're not on TV as it is. But
I will say that I was disappointed by Serena's loss.
Okay.
I wasn't expecting that. She should have won that match. Her opponent played really well, but Serena's level dipped, and had a really interesting conversation about, you know, aging athletes. Mm-hmm. And how there comes a time when the desire is just not enough anymore, because your body doesn't always keep up with your mind, right?
It'll betray you.
Right. You're a little bit slower. You're just not as consistent. I mean, Serena didn't serve as well as we usually see her serve. You know, it didn't matter if Serena got broken, because as soon as she remembered who she was, she's like, oh, I'll just break you. Mm-hmm. I don't have to win another service game at all. I'll just win yours. You know, she could always do that, but she looks good. I mean, she really looks good. She looks fit. Clay's not her thing. When we see her on grass, that's going to be really telling, I think. It's going to be really, really telling. I will say Naomi Osaka, with following up on that whole debacle, has pulled out of the grass warm-up that she was scheduled to do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That tells me that she's probably not playing Wimbledon, which is huge.
Right.
Huge.
Yeah, that's the tune-up for Wimbledon. Yeah.
And I will tell you this, that Howard Bryant reminded us or shared with us on my podcast.
Yeah.
Naomi Osaka has not committed to the Olympics.
For Japan.
Oh, really?
For Japan, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and apparently NBC reached out to her wanting a 15-minute times commitment from her to do an Olympics promo, and she turned them down. Now, and they want her to be the flag bearer, and she's not committed. I saw her talk about the Olympics. Someone said, you know, what do you think about it? Do you want to play? We're in the middle of a pandemic. Her response was very calculated. And she says, as an athlete, of course, I want to play. That's an athlete's dream, is to be an Olympic champion. But as a human and what's going on in my own country, I don't think they should take place. All the health officials in Japan are saying, we can't do this. We can't. We should not. It should be canceled.
Wow.
But NBC's like, no, we're going to do this. So we'll see.
Ratings, yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I have been saying for a long time, I don't think the Olympics are even going to happen. I don't know how they can, to be honest. Japan is in a huge spike in COVID cases. They don't have people vaccinated. Their healthcare workers are telling them that they cannot volunteer to work the Olympics because their hospitals are at capacity. And if they leave, people are going to die.
Wow.
So I really and Japan is not requiring athletes to be vaccinated. So,
that's not going to be a clusterfuck.
What makes it even more fun is the amount of athletes who are now starting to come out and say that they're not getting vaccinated. So add that into the mix too. Yeah,
it's going to be a shit show if it actually.
I hate it here.
If it actually happens.
I hate it here.
Well, I think that we kind of feel like in America things are getting back to normal. We have a very high population of Americans who are vaccinated. Our herd immunity is happening because so many people have gotten sick. So we feel comfortable. And England is pretty much in the same boat as us. And then Iran. Nowhere else in the world, in the entire world, do people have a high vaccination rate. Nowhere.
Wow.
And you want all these people, these athletes and their teams to come to one. Japan's not big. You know, they're already in the midst of a crisis. There was the public health department in Japan declared a public health crisis that is scheduled to end 2 days before the Olympics are due to start. So that is clearly by design.
Wow.
Can you really say like this is going to be the end of the crisis? Of course you can.
Of course.
Well, right.
So, you know, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
That's crazy. Well, I don't know what to say, but I'll say this. I hope Naomi feels better. I mean, say what people like Rod Parker and Chris Broussard on Fox Sports Radio was saying, two black guys were saying, not that it has anything to do with it, but I just point that out, was saying that she didn't want to be in Naomi Osaka. They weren't going to speak to the press, stay home. That was their thing. So you could get on them on your time, Janina. I know you got some words for them. But anyway, the point being, the point being is that that aside, I hope that she feels better, because mental health and depression, that's nothing to fuck with.
No,
it's not. And I really just hope that, I don't remember if we talked about it here or not, but there have been some mental health advocacy groups that have come out in support of her and any other athlete saying, you know, if you want to skip press due to your mental health, we will pay that fine. So I think that tennis as an establishment is going to have to do something. They're going to have to. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know how they're going to handle this and still come out smelling lily white like they always want to, but they're going to have to address it at some point.
Well,
Well, all sports are going to have to start addressing it sooner or later. I mean, to paraphrase Martin Luther King, if it's a problem in tennis, it's going to soon be a problem everywhere, especially for those that actually have mental health issues that are going to want to come out and say something like, yo, I don't know if I want to do interviews. And then just for the jerks, I'm not going to call no sport, but just for the jerks that are just like, I don't want to do media. I got a mental health issue. So, yeah, it's going to have to be addressed sooner or later.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, every other workplace has some kind of employee program for assistance. And this is a workplace issue. It really is. Correct. So they need to fix it.
Yeah.
Correct. Well said. Well said. All right. I think that's about it. As far as tennis goes, we'll see what happens on the weekend. We'll wrap up about it next week. So as always, Janina, thank you for bringing the pain. Thank you for bringing the heat. Please check her and Reels and the rest of the crew out on RealzTenisFanz podcast on YouTube. It's entertaining as hell. I would ask, as I did a few weeks ago, if she had a schedule, but in her words, what did you tell us?
Oh my God, what did I tell you? Don't do this to me.
She said, quote, we're Black. We do whatever we feel like.
It's true. It's true. We are Black and we like to have Black guests. You know, we occasionally let our friends on, but they have to prove themselves.
Yeah. Been there before.
Ask them like a cookout related question, and that will let you know if they're welcome.
Let me come on your podcast. I know how to.
Yeah.
No.
We're gonna ask you a few questions first. We'll ask you potato salad related question first. Then we'll go from there.
Listen, before I go,
races or no races?
I saw this TikTok about the whole potato salad, and I sent this to my white friend Tony, and I said, I need you to understand that this is real.
It is.
Nobody goes to a family gathering and eats the potato salad without saying who made it.
Yeah.
Janina, I don't know if you've heard about this movie or not. It's one of my favorite movies to watch during Thanksgiving. Of course, it is a period piece, if you will, for that season. It's called Who Made the Potato Salad? Starring the great Jaleel White. Who else is in it?
Oh yeah, I remember that short. Yeah.
No, it's not a short. It's an actual movie.
Oh, it's a movie.
Feature length.
Yes,
I gotta check that out.
Straight to DVD. It's called Who Made the Potato Salad. Clifton Powell is in it.
Oh, nice.
Tiny Liston is in it.
Rest in peace.
Eddie Griffin is in it. It has Friday vibes to it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it is.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
It has the quality of straight to DVD, but it's still highly entertaining. Yes, it's called Who Made the Potato Salad. Yeah.
We should all check that out.
We should check that out.
We should have a live watch.
We should have a watch party. Who Made the Potato Salad watch party? That would be
question
epic.
is, I want to know who's streaming it because I bought it on DVD years ago. So if anyone is streaming that movie,
no one is streaming that.
I didn't think so. I wouldn't think so. Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh, that's hilarious.
All right, guys. Enjoy.
Take care.